Hey guys, this is a little uncomfortable because I'm talking into a microphone by myself because I wanted to give you guys a preview of what's coming up in this episode. We start off by talking about TheWikiGame, Kanye West's new album, Christmas, Halloween, and Black Friday. It's a good episode. There's a lot of funny bits in it, so if you enjoy our humor, you're in for a treat. I'm with Scott, Shane, and Nick. Here we go. Hey everyone, and welcome to the 102nd. I don't know how to do these numbers. Ever since we hit 100.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, just say welcome back.
We're here.
Welcome back to another episode. We're all in the same boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I am here with Shane.
Hola, peeps.
Nick.
Yo.
And my brother, Scott.
What up?
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We're going to start today by talking about something that we were talking about right before I started recording, and I thought, hey, we got to talk about this on the podcast.
Wait, Scott, what's your last name?
It is Roxwold.
Oh, okay.
I told someone,
Wow.
I called somebody on the phone as opposed to calling them on something else. Called them on the phone and was
So
talking
painful.
to them about something. I had to tell them my name and then said I had an awesome name. I really like it.
I think your name's
the
awesome.
Best name ever. Yeah.
What, Roxwold? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
It's a good name.
It's better than
It's probably the best
Cone
last
name.
name.
Someone's biased. Jeez.
No, he's right. It's the best last name.
It's
Okay,
a really
so-
last name, I gotta say.
What we were talking about was how I sometimes get my topics, which means I start on Wikipedia, and then I start looking through things that are interesting to me, and then I just rabbit trail and rabbit trail and rabbit trail until I find something I think would be interesting to talk about. So now you know my strategy. But anyway, I said that, and then Nick was telling us about something. What did you say it was called?
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
What?
But it's like the Wikipedia, maybe the Wikipedia game,
Is that
where you
really
have
all
two
it's called?
topics.
Trademark it now.
Yeah, right. TM. And then you have two topics, and you take them from one Wikipedia page. Like I gave an example, microphones. And now take me to the Pop-Tarts Wikipedia page using only the links in Wikipedia. You can't leave the site. You just have to click through the
I
hyperlinks.
think. Wait, did I find it?
I would cheat the system.
Yeah.
I would just type in the search Pop-Tart.
What's it called?
All right, so I just started at the WikipediaGame.com, and it's like start at mammal and end at hummus. And the next one was start at darkroom and get to musical instrument. So you basically you start
That's
at
a good way
one
to pass
page.
time.
It's not a good way to pass time.
Not
but
a good
it
way.
is-
I mean, like, interesting.
It's like
Yeah,
depends on what you mean by good. It's not productive
You could
at
just
all.
look. No, not true. I feel like you would like that because you might find something interesting, and who knows what
Luke,
that could spark or do for you.
you're a nerd.
So,
You'd appreciate that.
yeah, you would love that game, Luke. Don't.
I sort of do it a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I think it's a race. Like, so it's a bunch of people log in, and then it starts. Oh,
It's
so here's how they.
competitive. Okay, I can get
Yeah,
behind
here's
Well,
here's how the
that's
person.
the idea, yeah.
Wait, does it have a timer? Oh, this guy did it in 5 clicks.
it. Wow.
Yo!
In
nerd.
87 seconds, he got from dark room to musical instrument.
87 seconds.
What?
Here's what
That's
he did.
impressive,
It's
dude.
probably
He
like
went-
a plug. Go ahead.
Oh, I hope there's not a plugin. That would cheat. It'd be hard to write a plugin to do that. Actually, you'd have to make a
No.
crawler.
I mean, like, there's probably a dark room, a plugin called dark room. So you dark room plugin music. Boom.
This is actually a programming thing. But do you guys know what a crawler is?
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's like basically you set a little robot off onto a website, and that robot will look through the first page of the website and grab all the links on that page and go to all the links on that first page and then go to all the links on all of those links and just goes through the whole site like a spider web sort of. And so I was just thinking, imagine if you set off a crawler on Wikipedia, it would just be like,
Oh, gosh.
there's
That
just
would
so
be
many
like-
articles.
Please kill me. The crawlers will be begging for death.
No, but so
What do the crawlers do? Are they nefarious? It sounds bad.
they
Yeah,
can
this sounds like not a good thing.
Well,
Yeah, I'm kinda
what
scared.
people will do is they will set a crawler off
Suck up
on a
the
website,
information.
and it will just machine gun the whole website, which is fine if the website is fast enough, if the server can handle that much traffic. But small websites can't, and so what they'll do is they'll send like 20 crawlers all at the same time, and so they'll just blast the website to pieces, and then it can't keep it up, and it'll rev everything up, and then it'll crash the website and kill the server.
So what is the purpose of this?
You can use it for a lot of different things. So we, like the company I work for, uses it to test the website to see if any pages are broken. So it goes through every page, and if any page is broken, it returns a 500 or a 404 error.
Yeah.
See, you guys just called me a nerd earlier, and this isn't helping.
No, this is not nerdy. This is actually interesting information.
Yeah, so it basically just helps you check a full website without actually having to click through it. So if a website's 5,000 pages,
Yeah.
Get through
so
it
you don't
and-
have to manually do it. It does it for you. It reads
Yeah.
the data. Yeah.
Oh, a new round just started. National security to bikini.
Go, Luke. Do it.
See that?
Play now!
Go, Luke. I believe in you.
All right, nation state, government.
Luke playing a Wikipedia
Earth.
game live.
Earth, that
on the
seems
podcast.
close.
Can he beat
Seasonal
the 87-second
variation.
nerd?
This is oceans. Wait,
Oh,
that's really close.
I'm playing it too.
Oh, hold on.
goodness.
I don't understand this game.
I
Oh my gosh.
I need
There's
like pool.
so many options.
I need pool. If I can get the pool.
What does it look like? Is it just
River. You just
Is
go
it
to
just a
it
bunch of
sends you to
links?
Wikipedia, and then you're on Wikipedia.
And you
have
start
to from
clicking
one-
through, dude.
But are you on like a full Wikipedia page or the?
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I'm on the
Okay.
Wikipedia website.
I'm just asking what it looks like for the
I have
fans that are
13
listening.
seconds.
Go to, for those wondering, go to
This is so
thewikigame.com
stupid.
and you just click play as a guest.
Dang it! I can't get from
And you'll see what
water.
the
I'm in
current
all
round
these water
is.
things.
I
I
guess-
can't. Damn
I'm
it!
intrigued enough to.
Create a
Damn
new
it.
round. Man, you
I
suck,
lost.
Luke. Next round is playing card to Birdman the rapper.
Yeah, this
Good
is,
luck,
this is
everyone.
actually really funny.
I know Birdman the rapper.
Dude, I would live
Heck yeah.
stream. This is actually really funny.
we
like live
we
stream like
we
4
should
people.
do these like on a podcast.
Yeah.
That's not
We should,
bad,
like,
yeah.
we should
What
do
was
like a
it?
thing.
So go to
We can,
okay, just so
even
you
do,
can
like,
see
on
what it is.
Instagram Live and
Wiki
stuff.
Game now.
Hold up, everyone. So Scott and Shane, just so you can see it, just in case you're
No, I'm
not
gonna go
understanding
play
it,
it. Wiki,
go
what is
to
it called?
TheWikiGame.com
The Wiki Game.
and then just do as a guest.
It's literally under video game.
While you
And
guys
all
doing
it
that, I'm gonna
says, it
finish my
says-
burger.
Is it says you're gonna start on
There's
the
an
page.
app. You can get the app.
Yeah. So but it starts on the page playing card, the Wikipedia page playing card. So you go to the Wikipedia website,
Yeah,
playing card,
Birdman,
and then you
rapper,
have to
Birdman.
click on links and try to find some way to get to Birdman, the rapper.
I'm doing it right now, and I don't feel confident at all.
I was
Yeah,
so close.
it is rough,
I got
dude.
all the way to
Yeah,
water,
What is happening?
and I couldn't find like pool. If I could get to pool,
Oh my
then I could find
goodness.
pool party or
Okay.
something.
You gotta go fast, man.
Oh,
it ain't no
this is-
joke.
I can't. This is too much.
So that was not a part of the plan of what we want to talk about today. But Shane, you're doing Jim O'Ween, right? How's that going?
Yes. I'm actually about to win this round. Jim O'Ween is going great.
Wait, no. If you're gonna win, keep going.
Well,
I'm
trying to
Birdman
find
to rapper, and I haven't feel like I found either.
I'm
be
trying to
honest.
find music. Where is the music?
You have
It's hard.
30. You have 30 seconds, dude. If you get to music, how in the world are you gonna get to Birdman rapper? from
Because
music?
I go to rap and he's a rapper.
No, you gotta go to Birdman the movie.
No, it's the rapper.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I know
gotta
how to
find
find
that.
the guy because I know who he is. I just need to.
Go. You got 15 seconds.
Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna do it.
You gotta get to Birdman, and then when it goes, the rapper or the movie?
I'm
Click the
somehow on
rapper.
shit about Russia. I don't know how I did this.
See?
You're so close to Birdman.
Dude, it's
That's
a
so
hard
funny
game, man.
Because I
did
kind
city
of.
district. Does that help? Let's do urban
So,
area.
No,
yeah.
this is really
That's
funny
hard.
because I want us to move on with the podcast, but I kind of really want to play this game again.
Okay,
all right.
No, let's go on with the
All right,
podcast. So Jim
closing.
O'Ween
Podcast is
going great.
canceled.
I'm closing the tab.
Yeah, I locked my phone.
I'm
Jim
pinning
O'Ween
mine.
is going great. I've gone.
You haven't?
in
Did you say what it
22 days
was
so
on the
far.
podcast before?
I don't think so. But so Jim
I don't think
O'Ween,
so.
I did this thing last year where I did Jim O'Ween. It was like 2 weeks before Halloween. I went to the gym every day because I wanted to make sure I looked nice in my costume. So took it up a notch this year. I'm like, I'm gonna go the whole month, and well, it's been a tough journey. A lot of times I don't want to go, but you know, you make yourself go, and yeah, so it's been going great. I've re-energized my love of going to the gym, so that's good. I actually want to go, and yeah, making really good progress. My costume looks great. I cannot wait to take pictures and to edit and post pictures. So yeah.
Did you?
I encourage
fail
Jim
at all?
Oween.
Did you? Are you like trying to think of what I'm trying to say? Are there any days that you plan to go to the gym that you didn't go?
Oh, okay. So I allow myself one off day a week just so, like, you know, I wouldn't go crazy. But I will say there is one day I did that I should have went. I did not go. I will say that. And I did have 2 off days 1 week. And I was a little annoyed at myself, but it would not have been good to go because, like, I had some pain in, like, my arm. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go just to show off. I'm not trying to impress anyone. So, but yeah, but besides that, it's been great.
Good.
I can't wait till it's over so I can go back to regular
Well, apparently,
schedule.
one of the reasons, or one of the people that is one of the hosts of this podcast, as you guys know, is Michael. And he hasn't been on for a little while because he's been working. And he sent us a picture earlier today.
Oh, did he?
That was of him building a Santa Claus thing already. It hasn't even been Halloween yet. And our good old boy
me?
Michael is setting up the whole mall to be Christmas.
Yeah. Well, Luke, my job, our Santa Christmas market is this weekend. So, like...
Wait, what? The Christmas
season.
where everyone dresses up as Santa?
No, where it's like a Christmas market. So a bunch of vendors come and everything's decorated Christmas and they sell Christmas oriented things.
Everybody on the podcast right now, what is the best holiday? Go.
Holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Did I say holiday? Holiday.
Thanksgiving. I just had this conversation today.
I said go.
I love Halloween.
I said Thanksgiving 20 times.
Thanksgiving.
I have to go with Christmas because
it's low pressure, lots of food.
Oh, I love Christmas.
All right, hold up. You said a few different ones, Nick. Wait, is it Halloween or Christmas? You like Christmas the most?
Christmas is my favorite, or excuse me, Halloween's my favorite, but I think the best one's probably Christmas. Personally.
I like the vibe around Christmas until it's not good. Like
I hate the day
Christmas
after
has
Christmas.
when Christmas has a good vibe, it's great. When Christmas has a bad vibe, it sucks.
I hate the days before Christmas when it's stressful, but for Christmas Day, you're like, I'm done.
But I don't know.
True.
Well,
You're like, it's too late. I can't get the gift now. Everything's closed. And
yeah, until Cyber Monday rolls around, you're like, hey.
I think Thanksgiving is the best one.
Thank
Because
you.
like Scott, like you said, Scott, low pressure.
Low pressure.
Exactly.
Food. You can just hang out with people. That's it. There's no
And
You do
There's
that
no
for
ritual
Memorial
you
Day.
have to
this
do.
day and age, it's so overlooked that it's literally just like the chillest thing. You don't even think about it. You're just like, yeah, Thanksgiving.
I think the other thing about
You're gonna get
Thanksgiving.
fed.
Wait, what, Scott?
You're gonna get fed.
Yeah, and you get time
probably
off.
sit
so-
down. Yeah.
So you get fat, get food.
And then you get the epicness of Black Friday that follows it, which...
Does anyone even go though? Do you go to Black Friday, Scott?
Yes, I've gone every year, but I go mostly because I like seeing people be crazy and kill each other for things that they don't need. It's very entertaining. It's the most American thing about me. I just really enjoy watching people go crazy over things that they don't need. And then if I find something that I like myself, then it's a good time too.
That's like it's the closest thing to Roman gladiators. Is
Honestly, I said it was
Black
the Hunger
Friday.
Games for years. And I know because I've worked retail for 4 years, so I know what it's like on the other side. And honestly, it's a blast too on the other side.
Oh, wait, really?
Unless you have to close. If you have to close, then I feel so bad for you. And I hope God is there with you because you need it. But if you don't,
You're like, thank the Lord Jesus was born in a couple
you don't
weeks
have to do
because you
anything.
need
So
him.
you work these long shifts. Well, we're open 48 hours from Thanksgiving all the way to Black Friday. So you work 2 shifts basically, and you just come in and all you have to do is talk to people and sell clothes because you don't have to like refold anything or restock anything because everything's moving so fast that it doesn't matter really. So if you have like a mid shift or an opening shift, you just have a good time and then you get to leave. If you have to close and you have to put everything away, well, then you're there all night.
And you have to pick up all the trash that people left.
Yeah, and that sucks for you.
Mop up the blood around all the TVs.
Mop up the blood and count the
fighting.
money. And counting the money, because when I worked in New York, you know, these huge stores, huge traffic, you're making like $500,000 a day. You have to count that money at the end of the night.
Wow.
Right.
So imagine how long that takes.
How much stuff, if you
It
know,
can be a lot.
gets stolen on Black Friday?
Tons, dude.
Are you kidding me? You wouldn't imagine
Probably
the
the biggest day where things get stolen. Yeah.
If I told you our LP numbers, insane.
Because if you think about it, Black Friday is about the closest you can get to there's a hurricane, we got to evacuate the city kind of vibe. You know, people are just flooding everywhere, and it's like, okay, according to NASP, more than $13 billion worth of goods are stolen from retailers each year. Approximately 35 million per day. Is it saying anything about...
Like, what's the biggest day? I bet it's probably Black Friday because you don't have time to pay attention to people.
It's a dumpster fire. Everyone's just running around.
It's just a mad rush, and you don't even really care about that because there's so much happening in your face that you can't even like. Someone's stealing something. Oh well, I gotta help the 50 people asking for my attention.
Yeah, and so people are distracted. You just grab something and run out. No one's paying attention. There's too much going on.
Yeah, you just man the registers.
Perfect crime.
Yeah, and everyone runs in there with the Aragorn Lord of the Rings charging into the battle face, just like, get the TV! And like when they're all going that way, you just slip through, grab a few iPods, duck out the back door. You know, it's like,
dude, and you're out.
The ultimate.
I love that I said iPods and not iPhones. iPods. People still have iPhones.
What year is it, Luke?
Yeah,
What
RIP
you say,
iPod.
I'm just saying it's free if you steal it and you're fast, you know? Like, that's like a really good deal.
Do you want to pay $1,000 for the new iPhone, or do you want it for free? Because if you steal it, it's free.
It is free.
You
know.
I'm trying to still see if I can figure out how much happens on Black Friday.
It's gotta be.
Oh, you know what I did? You know why I didn't find it? You know when... Okay, this is actually really funny. You know when you're having a conversation with yourself in your own head, and then you start talking to the person you're with as if they were there for that conversation?
Maybe not that far.
So it's like I think, oh, I've got to get something from the car. It's going to be in the driver's seat. And then I like tell them, or it's probably in the back seat. It's like, oh wait, sorry. You know, like I'm having like a conversation in my head, and I pass up. So I just did that to Google because I just Googled how much stuff gets stolen. That's it. And I just expected Google to know that I was referring to Black Friday because I was saying it does. I mean, I'm going to try again.
Google usually knows what I want it.
Google's always listening, dude. Predicting what we want and need.
The scariest thing.
According to Fortune.com, more thefts happen on Black Friday than any other day.
I called it!
It's because it's so easy.
Black Friday thefts are 28% higher than any other day.
Shoot, man, I stole stuff on Black Friday. I stole a pudding cup one day. Yeah.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah, I went to Target. I went to Target.
I can't believe
I bought a hard drive, and then I grabbed a pudding cup on the way out.
I cannot believe you. What
I was
flavor
with a friend
was
too, and she was like, "I can't believe you just did that."
What flavor? Wait, what flavor?
You paid for the hard drive.
Yeah, but I really wanted a pudding cup, but I didn't want to go back in line, so I just grabbed it and left.
Honestly, it makes sense to me. What flavor was the pudding though?
Was it vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Okay, you made a good choice. All right.
I was like, you better not judge me for that.
Chocolate? Why do you like chocolate more than vanilla?
Well, I had the swirl.
It's because it's pudding.
Yeah, it's pudding, bro.
Who eats vanilla pudding?
This is like you guys and your Frosties.
No, I can understand a vanilla frosty because vanilla frosties taste good and look appealing. Vanilla pudding is just like glue. It looks like glue.
No.
It just sits there. You need the chocolate swirl
Take
pudding
that
is the
back,
best.
man. You don't mean that.
I do mean it. I mean it with my entire being.
body.
Yes, exactly.
Just fighting words, man. Like
Chocolate
You know, it's funny because you ran off with the pudding cup, and I feel like anybody who saw you, if anyone did, if anybody saw you, they would just be like, I don't care.
Maybe
I want you to come back through this line.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
I
I'm
would
trying
say
to
that's
deal
a
with the
good
mom
idea.
with the 15 TVs.
Exactly. Ooh, why do you have so many TVs?
Yeah, I remember watching someone get in a fight that day too over a TV
Really?
at Target. Yeah, it was a
What
crazy
the
day.
TVs
Back in
aren't
the
even really
day.
that expensive.
Black Fridays have definitely
They're
gotten
not.
way less
They're
intense,
really
that's
not.
for sure.
Oh yeah, because everyone shops online now. It's
Because
Yeah.
kinda
Cyber
sucks,
Monday.
But yeah, it kind
America's-
of sucks. But my favorite Black Friday event was when the Wii first came out, and how that was like this big, ordeal. And this lady, there was one Wii left at the Toys R Us, and RIP Toys R Us, and
Ooh.
there was one Wii left, so the lady gets the Wii, and this other lady, she wanted that Wii, and she was gonna get that Wii no matter what she had to do. So she ended up stealing the Wii. I think she had, or someone had, and maybe like in the rush had knocked the other person down, and then they ran over them with their cart. I was like, wow. I said, I need to get one of these Nintendo Wiis. Like, this must be like.
Hold on. The thing that makes that so funny is that if you run over someone with a car, it's like, how do you do that? You just push the pedal down and boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
But to run over someone with a shopping cart, that takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, right.
Those wheels are really small. They usually don't even spin,
Yeah, they were probably just making sure that they weren't going to go after them for the Wii. Like, so you stay on the ground. Like,
Stay down.
I'm playing Wii Sports tonight.
They were either one of those regular shopping carts, or they were just driving one of those
Well,
like
Toys R
handicap
Us
carts.
Toys R Us has the. Oh yeah, that would have been funny. Toys R Us has really big carts though, because they're expecting you to put lots of things in it.
And run people over.
Yeah, of course.
They're expecting you to run people over.
All right. That's why they went
Let's
out
talk.
of business. They had a
We did
a high
exactly
rate.
what I said Michael started. Like, look what Michael started.
What did
It's
you start?
Halloween, and we are talking about Black Friday and Christmas and all these, like, what?
we're excited about the
We were-
savings, dude.
I know we were going to talk about
Cyber
Halloween.
Monday.
Dem savings though.
Okay. Do we want to talk about Halloween first or Kanye West?
I don't care.
Let's get into Kanye West. I'm ignorant and I'm ready to talk.
Oh.
Okay.
I think there it is.
Halloween. No. I'll just say this to start because I did say we talk about Halloween really quick. Halloween used to be called All Hallows Evening. It's the day before All Hallows Day, which is a Saint's Day. And I realized that this is kind of how we end up with nothing words, like in Spanish. I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's really annoying
You just
because
make
people
things
say
up.
things that aren't words, just like Halloween.
how it
Halloween is
works.
not a word. Halloween started because they said All Hallows Evening, and they just mumbled and mumbled and mumbled, and next thing you know, Halloween's a word. That's what Spanish does too. It's what we do too, but it's not a problem for me in English because I understand English already. But I just want to throw that out there. That's it.
enough.
That's all I have. We used to carve turnips instead of pumpkins, and turnips are
Ooh.
horrifying.
That's-
That does sound horrifying, actually.
glad
Have
they
you seen that?
switched to
Have you not seen that
pumpkins.
picture?
No.
Hold up. Are you serious? Hold on.
I
They're horrifying.
am laughing at that picture of Kanye West in the Discord. Because
They
that
are.
thought went through my head.
All right, I'm sending you guys a picture of the turnips instead of pumpkins, and then we'll get into. Wait, who sent this picture of Kanye? Why does
No,
he-
it's just a notepad, and it says,
Yeah, I
Kanye's
know
looking
what-
at the...
don't tell me. Okay, never mind. I was gonna talk about that. All right, look at the picture I just sent.
Gross, dude.
That's disgusting. This is why
uh,
we have advanced as a society. And,
For those who want to see this, Google
because-
original Irish jack
what were
lanterns.
these people doing back then?
they were spooking demons, man.
Turtle
They
style.
honestly were.
They weren't gonna get got by no demons, dude.
I feel like they were trying to
Like,
summon some demons
Why
with
do
these
these things
guys.
have teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and it's not like the cartoon triangle teeth. It's like they have gums.
Yeah, like, I don't think these are turnips. I think these are, like, decayed heads.
They look like Groot.
Oh, Groot is not
But
that.
Groot's not this
They look
ugly.
like, they
Holy
look
crap.
like if Groot was a zombie.
Yeah, the second one does. I can see the second
If you look at them though,
one on the right.
well, so basically what they are for the people who are listening and not Googling this, which if you're not Googling it, do it unless you're driving. Don't
No,
do it if you're
definitely.
driving.
You can
Don't
tell
Google
Siri.
and drive.
So
And then you can see it later.
normally everyone knows what a jack-o'-lantern looks like. It is a pumpkin with the little triangle eyes and the triangle nose and then the little smile. And people do other things like draw like princesses on them, which what Halloween, you're not supposed to. So
Whatever you want.
the way these things look is they took a turnip and then they carved these really small slit eyes and then like this just round mouth and then they put teeth in it. But they put the teeth like further down into it. Just it looks like a mummy. Just Google jack-o'-lanterns turnip. It's horrifying.
It's
That's all I
spooky.
want to talk about on Halloween though. That's all I
I'm
found.
not a fan. I can't say I'm a fan.
Horrifying.
Yeah,
I just want to say about Halloween, the only thing I have to say is that they have completely sucked every ounce of fun out of the holiday, and I don't see how anyone finds it exciting anymore. And I feel bad for this generation of kids because they don't know what it's like to have fun on Halloween. So
It's because they don't
RIP.
want kids to have razor blades in their candy.
why does Halloween start at like 5:30 and end at 7?
I don't know how Halloween's going to be able to keep going in general just
Or
because
trick-or-treating,
it's
sorry, not Halloween.
Trick-or-treating. How
There's
is it going to keep going? Because it's just like
And-
children, people are too afraid that people are going to poison the candy.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. The idea of it is completely strange. Why, out of one day of the year, are we okay with people just showing up to our house and we just give them candy because they're wearing a costume? That's weird because if any other day of the year, if I came to knock on your door and ask for candy, you would shoot me with a shotgun or you would like call me crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking from the other perspective. It's like, when in the world is it ever okay to give candy to children you don't know? Never.
Hey,
And
but
so
they're
it's
coming
like
to
you
my
just-
house.
I know, but
I'm
okay,
not
it's
taking them.
The idea of it is strange.
It's just odd. It's like I think that Halloween is eventually going to be like. Did you guys ever go to like Awana or something like that, where it's like an event where you sign up and then the kids will go there and just walk around as a group together and just get candy from stuff, but it won't be a neighborhood thing like that anymore. 'Cause people are too scared.
Well, yeah,
There's
I
trunk or
like,
treats.
Yeah.
I like the trunk. Yeah, trunk or treats. I think are the new wave. I think that
Wait.
is a really good idea.
What's it called?
It's called
Trunk or treat?
or treat.
Trunk.
So, yeah, trunk. So what it is that
That's
a
like where the kid's gonna end up if he goes trick or treating alone in the trunk.
LOL. So what it
Typically,
is that
yeah.
a community of people get together, they rent out like a parking lot or something, and people will just bring their cars, decorate their trunks, and people sit out on their cars, and the kids will just go through the parking lot to the different cars and get candy. And it's a really cool thing.
It's
And
like
I've done it a couple of
Halloween
years.
tailgating.
Yeah, basically, and you know, and it's people that you trust because you know it's a group that you built. People, random people don't just show up, even though I'm sure random people do show up, and
Right.
so you're not in fear of your children, you know, getting sucked into a house that they go out by themselves to knock on someone's door.
I like that you use the word "sucked up." Like
I
the kid's
I've
like,
seen a lot of
"Ah!"
horror movies this year, so I've seen a lot of children get sucked into a lot of doors. So
Oof.
Yeah. For those curious about the American Halloween tradition of trick-or-treating, it sounds like it dates back, according to History Channel, it dates back to the early All Souls Day parades in England, where during the festivities, poor citizens would beg for food, and families would give them pastries called soul cakes
This
in
makes so
return
much
for their
sense.
promise to pay for the family's dead relatives. Yikes.
Whoa.
Makes sense to
Wait.
me.
What was that last part?
In return for their promise to pray for the family's
I
dead
think you
relatives.
said pay.
No,
To pay
no,
for their
no.
dead relatives. I'm like, what are they gonna go
R.I.P.
dig them up?
Yeah,
What?
they beg for that,
No,
beg
paying
for
for
them, and
their
then in
souls.
return they would pray for the family's souls and dead relatives and stuff.
Whoa.
wait, they
Kinda-
wanted
it's
the
pretty
poor,
creepy.
they wanted the poor people to pray for
pray.
them.
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. And so then they would give them
But
soul
the poor
cakes.
people, wait, so the poor
Like
people
Jesus
were
did.
begging for food, and
The
they said,
poor
"We'll
people
give
would
you
pray.
this," and they said, "We will give you this food if you pray for our dead relatives."
Yes,
That's a very strange tradition.
See,
I
it
don't
was a
know
tra-
it was a
why.
church thing. It was a
you
church
know when
thing.
the kids
That's
come
very
up,
strange.
the kids and will come up to your house and be like, trick or treat. And as you put a piece of candy into the bag, you're like, now you have to pray for my dead relatives. I'm just like,
Like, what the heck, man? I just want a Snickers. Like,
the kid, after you say
fact.
that, the kid's eyes are really wide and he just reaches back into the bag and gives you the candy back.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm good. Fun fact, Shane.
yeah, fun fact. I have never given out candy at my house on Halloween.
Well, now I know which house to avoid, you jerk.
Yeah, don't come to my... Because I think it's strange. It's a strange thing to do. I didn't do trick-or-treating for a long time when I was younger because there's just crazy people in my neighborhood, but it just was a very strange thing to do. Like, I've done like trunk or treats and I've done like little fall festivals and stuff to give out candy, but the idea of someone coming to... First of all, the idea of people coming to my house continuously is really annoying to me. I don't want you to ring my doorbell 50 times a night. Like, I don't have the patience for that. My dog's gonna bark a lot, so I always make sure the light is turned off or I go somewhere else.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone.
I was going to say, like,
Don't come to my
don't
house.
go to Shane's house for
That's
Halloween,
right,
everyone.
Exactly.
You are-
Don't come to my house.
Jeez.
You are the Halloween version
I have
of
the
Scrooge.
Scrooge. I have no candy for you.
You're right. It's like, where he's like, you'll come to work tomorrow, but it's Christmas. Well, then be here all the earlier the next. So he's like that with Halloween. I want to go trick-or-treating tonight. Fine. Then be here early the next morning.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Kanye West. This guy, what's going on?
Kanye West released an album and also released
his ninth album.
His ninth album. I think it's his second shortest next to Ye, which was 23 minutes, and then this one's 27. It's the most streamed. It's the fastest album to 50 million streams on Spotify ever. Which is, I think, it's a testament for a 27-minute album. But
That's not a testament. That's the reason why it has that many streams. Actually, before
each
Kanye
track,
West,
but each track has a stream, is what I mean.
I know.
So each track has 10 million.
I have a lot of things to say about streaming. I actually just tweeted about how streaming has this dumbest algorithm that exists for like something that you can base these things off of. The only reason why this album has 50 million streams is because the songs are a minute and a half each. So of course you can stream a song a minute and a half because you only need 30 seconds for it to count towards a stream. You only have to put 30 seconds of the song. So the song's a minute and 30 seconds. You can play that song 5 times and it's no big deal.
Right.
And so the shorter you make the songs, the more they're going to get streamed because it's the replay value. So I think it's just cheating the system, but that's a whole that's a different conversation.
Ye got like not nearly as much attention as this one.
Well, because
I hated Ye.
He's in a that's a trash album.
I
we talked about it for my podcast. I listened to it like 2 times and I never thought about it again.
Yeah, that's great.
He's in a different. The reason why this one has so much more attention, or at least more positive attention, is because he's in a more, I guess, a better light. Because after last year when there's
a lot of controversy.
He was going on his Trump campaign down to this year where he's now a born again Christian, which. Whatever.
You're just no.
Well, it's just. Right, I mean, I believe him, but it's just weird.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people are angry at him, and they think he's cashing in. Yeah, I know.
I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I had no idea before I looked into anything that was really going on. I said, "Why do people feel such a way?" So, if you don't know, he's been doing this thing for I think over a year now, called Sunday Service, where. Because he started at Coachella last year.
He released a full-length film with this album.
Yeah, with the album.
Actually, really quick, before we get into this, because I know there's a lot to talk about on this, I'm going to back up for 1 second and give some context just for the listeners so I make sure that everyone knows what's going on. So, Kanye West released a new album, and it is called Jesus is King. And you said it was 27 minutes long?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a short album. I did a little bit of investigating and I Googled Kanye and realized that I can't spell his name very well. I keep messing up where the Y goes. So I was trying to do it twice. But then I looked on Twitter, and I looked at his Twitter and realized something was wrong. I was not following him. So now I am following Kanye West on Twitter.
That's a scary thing, Luke.
He tweets like once a year.
But when he goes on his rants, he goes on his rants.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw the album for the very first time today when I looked at his Twitter, and it is interesting. I'm not going to say it's bad, because if it looks unlike any other album, that's usually a good thing, because it's very easy to remember. Like what's the album that everyone loved? What's his most popular album? It came out like 2010 or something.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yes,
that's
his most critically acclaimed.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So that one's really easy to remember the album cover, because it's such a weird album cover. It's like, what is this thing? I don't even know. This one is very memorable, but it also looks like he did it in paint.
Are you kidding me?
Dark blue and like Times New Roman
is way
font.
worse, dude. Ye is so much worse.
Well,
Let me see what it looks like again.
Yeah, Ye is worse.
I forgot what Ye looks like.
Look at the cover for Yeezus.
He took a picture on his iPhone, and then he wrote on it in Apple Photos, and that was
Even
the
this
album
looks
cover.
better than, well,
No, it doesn't.
Look at Yeezus.
If you actually go to the Jesus is King album and download the file, like the file itself,
like
the detail is like.
no, but these things are all like interesting photographs.
I actually like the Jesus is King one. I don't care for the font too much, but I like that it's on the record.
You will see that one, and you will
music.
recognize it everywhere.
Yeah,
so that's good. That's marketing.
It's a brand.
Oh, he's a fantastic marketer. That's all he's been doing the past year and a half to market this album.
Then they started.
What I'm pointing out about this album that makes it so odd, though, is it's a bad font for an album because it's hard to read. Because I think it's Times New Roman. It's a bad font, and it's bad contrast because it's very vibrant blue and very vibrant. Vibrant. I gotta do vocal exercises before this podcast.
Honestly, you do.
Very vibrant yellow together, and they contrast, and like you can't read it well. It's hard to. It should be like a gray yellow or a grayish blue. They should be more faded.
Yeah, and when you zoom in, they're very
harsh colors. They're like
eyes.
It looks like GeoCities from 1998.
Mm-hmm. And the white, that website? The white doesn't help either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's where we are. So there's some interesting things revolving around this album, and you were starting to say it. He has a church.
Well, I think it just
he does a Sunday service.
So he's been doing a thing called Sunday service for about a year, and then going on a year and a half now. And it's this thing where it's just you come on Sunday, obviously, and it's just like basically worship music for however long the amount of time is. And so it's like open to all religions, really, and anyone can come, and it's just purely music based. There's no like preacher or pastor or any spoken word or any type of that. Recently, though, they just got a pastor because now he wants to market it as a church now that people can come, and instead of traveling to different places like he had done in the past, it's going to have a central location where people can just come to it. And I mean, where I feel as in, great, you are, because I feel like this is a lot deeper than music, because you know, Kanye West, to say he's a born-again Christian and start a church and put out a quote-unquote gospel album is a very big turnaround from the guy who, you know, used to rap about how many women he slept with and
he wrote a song called "I Am a God."
Impregnated, and how many his God complex.
He literally wrote a song.
All of his mental issues.
He's like, I am a God, but Jesus is king.
And so, I mean, like, whereas, and I'm glad if he has in his life, you know, found some type of peace with, because, you know, Kanye's had a very rough life too, like with a lot of the things that he's gone through, like with his car accident injury a long time ago, and then like in his mom, you know, dying at a very early age, and you know, his father being absent from his life. So, you know, so he's gone through like a lot of terrible stuff. So good for him if he's, you know, found that. But now for you to all of a sudden switch everything you've done, and you're saying you're never going to rap your old songs again because that's the devil's music, and now you have a church. And
wait, did he actually say that?
yes.
No, he did?
Yeah, he said he's never going to rap. He said he'll play the beats and stuff, but he's not going to like rap any of the lyrics.
He made a complete 180, man.
Yeah,
he's never gonna curse again on songs.
When he made this album,
that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie, because everyone's gonna talk about that.
Exactly. Luke,
we're talking about it now. Yep.
What do I always say, everybody?
I don't know. What do you always say?
Well, I have no idea.
Marketing. It's all marketing.
Look, I know.
We just
let me
said
tell
that.
you.
Yeah,
He's so good at marketing.
Look, let me tell you, it is because a lot of people are talking about this, and he hasn't been a big interview person in a long time, and he's done like maybe 4 or 5 or so really big interviews for this album so far, and he said that when he was making the album, he told all of his team that was working on the album with him that they weren't allowed to have premarital sex. No, premarital sex. You could have sex if you were married, but and if they were to do that, like they were fired.
Yeah, he kept it. Yeah, and if you're a Christian, like that's scripture, that's straight
insane.
Scripture right there. He's intense, man.
No, he's insane. But
Let's go for it, man.
and
Most geniuses are.
no, I mean he's admitted it, and so it's public knowledge. Is like he wrote on his last cover that he was bipolar. Like
bipolar.
I mean, it's just I think it's public knowledge at this point.
Right.
But
what is up with his mental health? Is that from his car accident?
I think it's from a lot of things.
And his mom dying.
I think a lot of it is from his mom.
Hold up. So I know not that much about Kanye West. I just know that everything he does, when he does it, just blows up, which is like career-wise really good for him.
He's a genius.
What I'm wondering is, I know he has some mental health stuff, and I'm trying to remember all the stuff that went on because he had a car wreck, his mom died.
The biggest thing was his mom dying because he was so close to her. Like his company is named after her, Donda, and he was very close to her. And it just came at a very bad time because the year after his mom died, that was the year the Taylor Swift incident happened. That just sent his career into like the pit holes.
I think that's actually one of the first things I heard about him doing that was a stunt. He did well, actually.
I read that it was a
George. He did the George Bush
hates black people.
Yeah, the George Bush hates black
Iconic.
people. And then and then Taylor Swift, and then he had a bunch of other things.
So after the Taylor Swift thing, he was not seen in the good graces by the public, and it took a long time. And even still to this day, people still, screw you took Taylor Swift's moment. Like,
I'm gonna let you finish.
I don't think Taylor Swift is, I think she benefited a lot from that moment. So let's calm down, people. But
I'm pretty sure
that's what I'm saying, dude.
Like, that boosted her out of the universe. Like, chill out.
Was that her? Was that? It was a Grammy, wasn't it?
It was a VMA.
Or was it a VMA?
It was a VMA.
Had she won a VMA before?
No, that was her first VMA. I think she was like 19 at the time, and she was just really breaking through to like the mainstream at that time. And so that happened, and her team marketed her as the innocent victim. Oh no.
Well, no,
young.
I mean, to be fair, I feel bad because it was like that was her first one.
No, yeah, no.
And so
feel bad, but
you're saying that she has a right to feel bad. It must have sucked, but
I'm saying,
in addition to that,
I'm saying,
the marketing team is also like, we can make more sales.
Yes, they use that to catapult, and I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but they use that to catapult her, and they market her that way for a very long time until she was Taylor Swift. And so like people need to, when people still hark on him about that, I'm like, I mean, chill out. So it took him a long time to get his public image back up, and it's still not there because he's always saying outlandish things, or not outlandish things, but polarizing things that get people either really mad or really on his side. And and then he married the Kardashians, and you know the Kardashians, so he became accustomed to that lifestyle. And this is where we are. And now he's a born-again Christian, telling his wife, telling Kim to stop wearing sexy clothing because he doesn't want other men to see her that way. And she said, screw you.
She's like,
Actually,
I'm gonna let you finish Kanye, but first.
Actually, what she said was, and she made a very good point. She said, "You're the one who wanted me to be this way and built this like image for me and really pushed me to do this, and now you're telling me to stop." And she said, "Well, I don't want to stop, so screw you." Now
Right.
that's true. You can, which is the thing about, which is weird to say, have Kanye making this gospel album, because if you go back to like, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, it's like these are not the same people, and it's just
Yeah, let's talk about some of his older albums. So I looked it up, and every single album he has ever made it to number one on the Billboard 200 in the US, except for one, which was his first one, and that one made it to number 2. So he's had a lot of success in terms of mainstream attention.
Makes great
right?
music.
Did he, was it, so his first album was a huge hit, his first one?
Yeah. So
he was a producer in
Yes.
Chicago a long time before he made his shit.
he produced for Jay-Z, a lot of other people, but Jay-Z was the biggest one, and Jay-Z helped like get him signed to become a rapper because nobody believed that he could be a rapper. They just wanted him to like produce.
Wow.
And then, he got into the accident and, it did something with like his
2004,
jaw
yeah.
or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but, the odds of him being able to speak were very unlikely. So the fact that he's this very successful rapper is a really cool story. But,
I didn't know all that.
yeah, he talks
That's
about that
pretty
in,
cool.
I think it's Through the Wire. It's on one of the first 2 albums. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, man makes great music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no kidding.
this album was produced very well.
Yes.
If gospel music
As a
was produced this
producer,
well,
is
it'd be a much different genre.
I think he's a much stronger on the producing end than anything else that he does.
Right.
I think-
like it's Kanye.
Yeah, I think.
Like he only creates his own song. It's hard to do what he does,
Mhm.
But with this album, I heard it and I was like, oh, it's still Kanye. Like this isn't like a different, like all of a sudden he's gonna go on tour with Chris Tomlin or something. It's still
You
Kanye.
never know. 2020.
2020.
My issue with this album is because once we had our little break, I did get a chance to listen to more of the songs, and while I would need more listens to like really give any type of real opinion, I don't think that they're bad. I just think that they're just a bunch of incomplete thoughts, and that really bothers me, because why did you put out a bunch of incomplete thoughts and you could have just took time to make music?
Yeah, it's
Like, you
definitely.
know what I mean? He was supposed to put out another album called Yandi,
Yeah.
and then it leaked.
Right.
But so he just didn't put it out, I guess. And then he's like, Jesus
What?
is king. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, that was part of it
it's
too,
like-
because everyone was
Hold
like,
on.
"Is this really gonna get released?"
Yeah.
Because Yandi never did, dude.
Here's what happens. His first album, or the album before this, was going to get released, and then it got like leaked, and so he was like, Jesus is king. That's the name of the next album. He like catches himself. Whoops. It's the name of the next album. Doesn't he sing? You said he sings about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, he has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like there's one.
the worst
I
song
think it's
off
like-
the album.
Isn't that how the song
Oh, really?
starts?
Oh yeah,
Isn't that the first thing he
yeah.
says?
It's basically a prayer about his family,
Chick-fil-A.
and it starts off with him serenading his wife,
Oh,
saying,
closed on Sunday.
"You're
Closed on Sunday.
closed on Sunday. You're my Chick-fil-A."
Because, Chick-fil-A is
And
closed
it's-
on Sunday.
Dang it.
Yeah, and I'm just
Wow.
like, it's probably the worst song off the
bars
album,
are
the
just there,
cheesiest.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I have to listen to this
I think the
album.
best song on there, and it's the most popular one because it's the best song on there, it's called Follow God. And that is very, I think, reminiscent
that song.
of like the good
College
Kanye. Just like
Dropout.
the very good
Yeah.
Kanye that you like. And I'm like, okay, well, there was more stuff like that, then I think this would be better, but it just is very unfinished to me. That's why I think all the songs are like a minute and 30 seconds, also just to cheat the streaming system. But it's just, I don't know. I really liked like Graduation. Kanye Graduation is my favorite album. I really liked 808s and Heartbreak. That was the album after his mom died, and like broke up, I think, with Amber Rose or something like that.
And it was a different
And-
feel
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
and-
That was a
he-
turn.
yeah.
This is another turn for him.
And he pioneered, you know, the sad auto-tune singing rap music, which is why we have all of that now on the radio and people like Drake and stuff. So innovator for sure. And I even like a lot of stuff on Yeezus, but then after that, I don't know. He just
I thought he was pretty weak after that.
Yeah, just like
it was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was like it, and I was like, because Yeezus was after that, and I was like, okay, he's going downhill now. He might have peaked.
Like he was
with
trying to
Runway.
do a lot of different. He was trying to do like a lot of different things, but I think you could just tell his mental health is just not there, and you know, he just.
I mean, he seems, if you look at his interviews, he seems very enthusiastic and like excited.
Yeah, now he does. Yeah, and it's great.
But he almost
super
seems
positive,
like he almost seems like manic though.
No, he's definitely
And
manic.
I
dude,
don't
just that way.
know.
got some PTSD, man.
I would.
Is his voice getting higher? Because his voice sounds like it's getting higher. I was listening to him do like an interview with Ellen. I was like, what? He's like a high voice. I'm so used to listening to him rap, you know?
Oh,
Dude, he's talking.
I don't think so.
You'd have to listen to
Really?
him back in like 08 and then listen to him now.
Well, I think about
he
him
talks
saying
the same. He's
George
always got a
Bush
high talking voice.
doesn't like black people, and then listening to him sing, and then I was hearing him talk on Ellen. He just
Sometimes no,
God,
but
they sound like
sometimes like
he doesn't do interviews.
Yeah,
He was nervous
but
on
also
Ellen.
too, he's like he's just a strange individual, and sometimes he'll just talk differently. Like I don't know if it's like a character or something, or if it's just maybe he just likes talking differently sometimes. So he does do
Right,
that. He does do that.
yeah.
You know those videos of him smiling and then frowning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
Classic
meme?
one,
Yeah.
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 There was on one of these interviews, he kept smiling, and he was like smiling too much, and I really wanted him to do that again. Just smiles and stops smiling.
Just stops,
frowns.
like turns and stops.
It's like,
yeah. One of the cool things I liked about the album also is one of them is called Use This Gospel, and the song starts off with, you know, that noise that happens when you leave your car door open or when you don't put your seatbelt on, and it's just kind of like
That annoying beat.
flashing,
Yeah.
ding ding ding. So it kind of, a lot of people were talking about how that's referencing his car accident back in 04 and how you know, when you get in an accident and you're waking up from the accident, you usually hear that sound, and a lot of people say that sound's embedded in your brain after that.
Oh,
and so it's probably referencing the PTSD he had from that accident, which really spoke to me. And if you listen to that track, it definitely is like about a faith journey kind of thing. So maybe his journey with God started in 04, and he's referencing
Well, it
that.
did. That's when he put out Jesus Walks.
Yeah, exactly.
Great song.
Which is funny to me because like his first album has that. I'm like, why are people surprised?
No one should be surprised. He's had religious and influences through all of his music.
Life of Pablo was almost a Christian album without the cursing.
That was the Searching for Faith album. Like he's always had that type of stuff in his music. So I don't know why people are surprised, but I just think it's a quick turn of events. I think. So to me, it comes off. It comes off unauthentic, just because of everything that we have to, base you off of.
It's true, and it's almost a testament, when it comes to Christianity and faith and testimonies and things like that. A lot of these changes that happen to people in the church happen very suddenly and rapidly, when they become saved. So a lot of Christians are being tested on that. It's like, do we really believe Kanye or not? And most who I've talked to say, with the power of Christ, anything is possible. Yeah. So,
well, just from listening to his interviews, and he said, saying a lot of things about Christianity and God, and I believe him just from like watching the interviews
I believe him too
and stuff. Yeah. I think it's just I don't know, the fact that you're already like you just became a Christian, you're already like marketing all of this for money. It's just that's why I feel like a lot of people think he's just using Christianity to sell things, and it's like you're playing with fire when you do stuff like that. So I think it's just we just in time, we'll see how he goes about.
Yeah.
Just see what he's up to in 5 years. Let's just
we'll see how it goes.
I think the Sunday service thing, I've only seen like it a few times. I think that is great. I think that is a very cool thing to do.
It is awesome.
And so I do hope he continues with that. So we'll just have to see, I guess.
Yeah. One of the songs features Kenny G.
I wish he would make full songs again, though, because he's a great producer.
Yeah, he's on like a step.
It's like, stop making these
aren't
very
they
short
super
songs.
short?
Yeah, his last 2
47
albums have
minute
had very short songs.
Yeah. Hey, this album's still like 10 times better than Ye, dude.
I don't know what that was.
Really?
I would have 100% stand by that.
There was
I don't
no
know.
good songs on that album.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Honestly, I thought it was. I listened to it. It was like that was a waste of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And like that's how short the album was, and it still felt like a waste.
That's so funny because it's like I listened to the entire album. What a waste of 20 minutes, and it's like 20 minutes.
Well, even so, honestly,
20 minutes.
because when I listen to short albums, I think I look at the number of tracks. So if I see there's like, say like 8 tracks, I'm like, I know it's 27 minutes and I'm on track like 3, but I'm like, I have 5 more songs to listen to. Like, so I think about it like that. So either way, it's just a waste of time.
So, Scott, did you listen to this album?
I listened to it a little bit because I just found out it came out during this podcast. Like last I heard, he had delayed it like 2 or 3 months, right?
Yeah, it was delayed a couple of times.
Oh yeah. So that's nothing new for him. Yeah.
So, I guess I'm the only one who didn't listen to it yet. I heard about it, and then last minute they were like, "Hey, do you want to talk about some podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, it'd be interesting."
It's real easy to get through, dude. You can do it pretty quick.
I could put it on. I could listen to it while I work.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Like it has good vibes, so you can just like put it in the background. Too.
Here's what I want to ask. So, you all 3 listened to it. So, what would you rate this 1 out of 10?
I can't.
Well, okay. I have to put it more in the context of Kanye because it's Kanye. Because, automatically that's like at least a 5 because the production value on this is incredible.
At least a 5.
Yeah, it's like the production value on this is just incredible, right? Like I listened to it in the car and I was like, wow, I haven't bopped my head like that in a long time. But
don't you play drums? And you haven't bopped your head?
Yeah, I haven't had it. I think Salah was it the ending tribal chants at the end, dude. I was like, I want this to be in Black Panther 2, dude. I am like ready to go to war. But out of 10, if Ye's a 4 out of 10, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a 9.5. This is probably a 7, 6.5 to a 7. I think it's really good. It's far too short. I hope he does another album with that same choir, with his feel, that's at least 30 minutes long. And I would like more, I would honestly like more rapping, because he didn't really rap on this a lot.
Right.
He did more of a gospel feel on a lot of them. And, which is fine, but I would give this a 7, which is still solid, so. Great first effort, Kanye. and for those that don't know anything about gospel music or gospel rap, it's a very intense genre, and there's plenty of great artists in that genre if you're interested. So I hope this is a great bridge for a lot of people and for a lot of those guys to get recognized. So I'm thankful for that, for sure.
Well, it's mainstream enough, so
maybe meet Jesus along the way. Who knows?
You can be like Kanye. Do you want to be like Kanye?
Do you want to be like Kanye?
I saw a comment on the album. It was like, I listened to this and my Yeezys turned into Jesus sandals.
All right, so that's what you give it, Nick. What, Shayne and Scott?
Bro, the thing is, I didn't actually get to listen to the whole thing. I only heard like 2 tracks. From what I heard, though, I don't think my issue is what we got from the wait. I mean, that should probably be the regular complaint with this guy all the time, but like,
yeah, that too.
He delayed it several times, and it's 27 minutes long, and it's like, dude, you could play that live easily yourself, like in one go. That's not that crazy. I don't know.
Really, it's like just set the track to record and sing, done. It's not a lot you have to do on this one.
Now, given music's different, Spotify, you got to release like singles like quite a bit. You know, make music more constantly, not as much, but like more regularly, if that makes sense.
Right.
Instead of releasing albums, you release
it's a lot more
EPs and
beneficial
singles.
for you to release singles. Just how streaming works and how the metrics work.
It's true.
Stupid.
I totally get that from that standpoint, but from Kanye, who's always made like really good albums that you can listen all the way back to back, I just feel like this is like a little light.
You can definitely listen to this one front to back, but it's about the length of a Netflix show.
But can you listen
Netflix
to it
episode.
front to back because it's good to listen to front to back, or because it's 27 minutes, so it's a walk in the park?
Well, it's a little bit of both, because I do think the album has a good flow, thanks to this choir and the production. But that's still my main complaint. It's way too short. We need more. And I hope he makes another one that's way longer.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's going to make more music more regularly now with this stuff. Who knows? But
New
or it's his last album. We don't know.
This is it.
That's true. Some people are saying if he's not picking it up, like if his albums don't get better, that like they don't think his career is going to do that much. Like more.
People have been trying to cancel Kanye for like since Taylor Swift.
I think
it's not going to happen.
I think he'll be fine.
And
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, Kanye has burned so many bridges in this industry.
He's too interesting,
with people, and yet
like
he's still relevant.
He's like an interesting character study almost.
Oh, he is. I've
I mean?
always
Like,
said I want to play him in a biopic.
It's just interesting to be like, what is he doing?
Yeah. So one of my goals, I want to play him like in a movie or something. I've said that for years. He's such an interesting, person,
dude.
But
the Kanye biopic's gonna be sweet. I feel like that would be a cool movie.
Yeah,
I do want to watch that. I do want to watch his Sunday special video. Only in IMAX.
What?
He released his video. Yeah, he released it only in IMAX. But it looks pretty incredible. We went to Uganda and stuff.
I know someone who went to see it. I think they said they liked it, but I said it was good.
I mean, I don't doubt that it's good. It's so funny because it's Kanye. It's like, it's going to be good. Like,
it's going to be
the only
interesting.
thing... Yeah,
I don't know about good, but it's going to be interesting.
well, Yi changed that for me.
I'm being honest.
Like, Kanye can't do wrong, and then Yi was released, and it's like, oh, yes, he can.
I take it back. So, okay, guys, let's wrap up this episode. So, plugs.
One last thing to say about the Kanye West album that bothers me.
Go for it.
Is the fact that it's called. Maybe I wouldn't be as mad if it wasn't called Jesus is King. I think it, and I've read an article, I think, of why some people are mad, and they said Jesus didn't co-sign this or something like that. I thought that was funny, because if you're going to call something Jesus is King, I feel like that is a statement, that is a very powerful message, that you're putting out there. And if what is contained in that message does not live up to that standard, I think it's just like, okay, like you're saying something, Jesus is King, and then like this is not what I guess would think when I would hear that like title.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm just like, that has nothing to do, not that it has nothing to do with Jesus being king. It's just, I don't know. If you were called to something else, I would look at it differently. And I think titles, make a huge difference in how you were going to perceive something. I wish some artists took that into more consideration. But so you could have called it, if you called it Follow God, which is like the best song on the album, and that's what you're doing with this album, you are learning to follow God. Totally different experience.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Kanye, hire me for your team. I am available. We can work it out.
Marketing.
And Luke, too, something you will find interesting about the marketing, and I think this is actually really genius, because what he's been doing, since he doesn't get on social media too much himself anymore, he gets Kim to post everything. And she has a jillion followers everywhere, and people actually care for some reason what she has to say so much. So it's like, if she's like, Kanye's album comes out, bada 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 bada. She posts the track list, boom, 50 million likes in 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
August 29th, 2019. She posted the track list on Twitter, and the hype started.
How many likes?
Over 70 million?
Boom.
Or 70. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me actually check the tweet. What am I saying?
70
Like,
7 million.
That's a lot
I
of
was,
likes.
I was thinking 7 million, but that's still a lot of likes.
So 70 million likes.
Yeah, but that's probably a very high number.
I'm thinking, I was trying to say 7 million, but...
Okay, well, that sucks. That's lame.
I've done that before where I'm like,
you think it's a high
I'm like, dude, it's going to cost us like $1,000. You're like, oh, okay, well...
I can't find her
You really wrecked it by starting off with that
there's-
number.
Yeah.
It's like,
It got a million
how many
likes.
subscribers do you have? 10,000.
Because that's
Like,
what
okay.
matters.
Got a million likes. So, for Twitter, it's
All right.
not that big of a deal.
We're done.
Whatever.
The episode's over. So
We lost.
we're done.
Okay.
Plugs. Let's start with you, Nick.
I'm going as Jack Sparrow for Halloween, by the way.
No!
You can follow me at
why
I
are you
Love
saying
Drummond.
no?
And
You're supposed to do something else because he said last time that.
No, Jack Sparrow's
You
good. No, he
said-
said he was only Jack Skellington, I thought.
no, I'm always Jack Sparrow. I bought
thought you
that
said
costume.
Jack Skellington. Oh.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Oh, you're bald. You could. It's too late. You could have been Jack Skellington.
That's why I said it was such a good costume. I'm disappointed.
Let's see. You can follow me on all platforms, which include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, but not YouTube. I don't have 60 million followers like Kim Kardashian does on Twitter, but I have enough.
Sucks to be you.
You're like, but I'm trying to get there. So
I Love Drummond, no G. I Love Drummond, no G at the end, all one word. Come follow me. I'm gonna be Jack Sparrow.
Shane.
Yes. Hello. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Mr. McCatty, MrMCCATTY. And stay tuned to all the cool things that I'm doing. Actually, I'm very excited because I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but if I haven't, I am in a film that is being filmed currently, and I have my first shoot date this weekend coming up. So I'm excited for that because I feel like I've been waiting for months to do something, and now I'm doing something. So yes. So just stay tuned to my Instagram, and I'll try to maybe post some stuff about that, which I haven't even publicly announced, I guess, on my social media that I'm doing this movie. So maybe I should do that.
Oh,
but
yes.
yeah, so just follow me, and that's good.
Cool. All right, Scott.
Let's see. Well, I'm on Instagram as Scooty Boy. That's probably my most active social media. I'm also in a band.
Super.
I'm pretty
I thought
cool.
you were being sarcastic at first. You're like, my Instagram is the most active social media out of all of the social medias in the entire world.
Out of all of them, I'm the most active. No one's as active as me. But anyway, also got a band, Static Collector. We're currently working on our EP right now. It's like a 6-track. We had a really cool opportunity to work with this guy, Tim. He's based out of like downtown Norfolk. He has this space that we're able to use that hasn't actually been recorded in yet, but it's like all these concrete rooms. And the sounds we've been able to get in this recording process, it's just been like, oh, it's great.
Beautiful.
Multi-tracked, everything, the work. It's going to be a sick EP. But you can listen to our stuff on like pretty much every streaming service. So like Spotify, iTunes, and I guess it's Apple Music, isn't it now? And like Amazon too, and YouTube. There's not a lot on YouTube, but it's there.
Woo. Cool. Good stuff. Okay. You guys can follow this podcast on Instagram at WAITSB Podcasts. That's where we kind of announce the episodes, what we're talking about. Sometimes we put polls up that people can participate in. So if you want to be a part of the podcast family, which you should, That's where you do it. WAITSB podcast on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Luke Roxwold. So that's LukeRoxwold. Guys, thanks for being on the podcast. Listeners, thank you for listening. So let's wrap up this episode. Guys, 3, 2, 1, and outro.
Jesus is king.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Outro music.